Good. So welcome everyone and thanks for being here. What I would ask of everyone is if you would please put your screen on mute, and then that way it won't bounce around, because if it's not on mute and you make any noise in the background, then it's going to bounce to you and kind of mess things up with Drew. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. And Drew's going to talk to you a little bit, and I think his parents might be helping a little on that end, which is great. And then he's going to play for you, and then we'll open it up to questions at the end. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Drew, and you can go from there.
Hello, I am Drew Basham. I am a 22-year-old musician with my primary disabilities, being autism and ADHD. I also have a few others. I was born a preemie. I weigh less than 3.5 pounds and lost down to 2 pounds and 14 ounces.
Okay.
I spent almost the first month of my life in the NICU. This is where I first listened to classical, jazz, and any other kind of music they decide to play. It was used as a way of calming and healing. This was continued when I went home. My parents and Mimi played the CD Calm Baby, which is all classical songs. Then other classical CDs, and added a collection of Baby Einstein CDs. It must have burned itself into my brain because classical music is my favorite. Now, let's not get it twisted, because I like all types of music. As time went by, my family noticed that I was not doing the things most babies do. I was behind in hitting typical milestones, like rolling over, crawling, walking, talking, and eating. The doctor said it was due to being premature, but it was much more than that. A change of doctor, a referral to Tennessee Early Intervention, and then another referral to the Vanderbilt Center of Child Development for a bunch of evaluations. In July of 2001, at 2.5 years old, came the diagnosis of autism and ADHD, along with a few others. A long list of various therapies followed for many, many years, with the last of the therapies ending at 12 years old. I was nonverbal until I was 4. I communicated with basic sign language until I could learn enough words to get my point across. And even then, I had limited communication for years. When I was 5 years old, my parents bought me a toy baby grand piano for Christmas. They saw that music made me happy. I didn't have much interest in toys. I sat down at the piano and played 3 Blind Mice. At this time, playing piano was not something I did regularly, but every once in a while. However, I kept listening to music and storing that information in my brain for what was to come later. One day in 2008, I was at my Mimi's house and had been listening to classical music. My Mimi and my mom thought the music they heard was coming from a CD, but it was me playing a toy keyboard. I played the song Clair de Lune by Claude Debussy, then put a CD in the player and said, "See?" They couldn't believe it. I had just played this piece by ear. My parents soon went and bought me a Casio keyboard. I listened to and taught myself to play the songs that I had heard. In 2011, I started a new private school and met my former music teacher and friend, Mr. John Pennell, a Grammy and Emmy award winning artist, singer, songwriter, musician, and an awesome guy. He has a great love and appreciation for music and the Beatles. He taught me to listen, pay attention to what I was hearing, and helped me learn that it is okay to make a mistake because it happens. He helped me with piano, took a chance on me playing drums, and taught me some beginning guitar too. Mr. Pennell saw something in me that other music teachers had not. Most of all, he believed in me and my ability to play music regardless of my disabilities. In 2012, during a conversation with my grandma had with her friend Estelle Condra, Miss Lori Kinsinger learned about me, and I was invited to play at the Fontanelle as a guest performer at the Young Soloist competition when I was 13 years old. It was then I learned of VSA, currently known as Borderless Arts Tennessee. I had never performed in front of that many people before. I was nervous, but once I took the stage and started playing, I knew that from that point on, I wanted to be a performer. I continued to be a guest performer until I was 15 and old enough to compete in the 2014 Young Soloist competition. I placed second in 2016 and 2017 and was the first place winner and fan favorite in 2018. I have had many opportunities for Borderless Arts Tennessee that I otherwise would not have had. This includes performing at the Nashville Symphony's Free Day of Music, the Frisk, the Bluebird Cafe, and others. Mr. John Pennell believed in me, wrote a letter of recommendation, and got me set up with an audition at the Vanderbilt Blair School of Music in the pre-college program. I was accepted into the program in 2014. I studied with Lauren Jackson Copeland, learning piano playing techniques, song note reading, and performing etiquette. In 2017, I ended my time at Blair School of Music as I was getting ready to graduate from high school. After high school, I continued playing gigs for Borderless Arts Tennessee, the Arc of Tennessee, and in the worship band with my good buddy, Austin Livers, who was the worship leader at Compassion Church in White House, Tennessee. I have learned a lot from Austin as well. In 2018, at 19 years old, I wrote and had copyrighted my first song, Dreams on the Line. Then later that year, I wrote the instrumental Requiem Memoriam in E flat minor for piano, which is probably short for Requiem, but still one nonetheless. In October of 2019, John and Julie Pennell asked me to play piano on a song they have written called Waiting For on the album titled Keep On Walking. That was released in June of 2020. I was so thankful that they had thought of me and offered me this opportunity. In early 2019, after recommendation by Temi Weiss, and learning of an opportunity for a position with Sense Theater, a theater program for individuals on the autism spectrum that is about inclusion, letting participants share their talents while making friends and having fun, all while being a part of a behavioral research study for autism. I met the director, Blythe Corbett, and became the first accompanist for Sense Theater on the autism spectrum. I enjoyed working with Blythe Corbett, Tammy Weiss, and Emmeline Bingham, playing the songs they have written or collaborated on. I mainly play by ear, but I can do some note reading or play by a chord chart. My ear is my best tool. Although I have disabilities, it is not who I am or what I want to be seen as. I want to be seen for my abilities, not my disabilities. I am just like anyone else with thoughts, feelings, and dreams. I may have different ways of expressing myself, learning, or doing things. My disabilities may possibly be the reason that I can't play music. I don't know if I would be able to without them. I know that God has given me a gift to share, and with that, I will do my best. I am Drew Basham, a musician. I will continue to work toward my goals of being a better musician, a composer, performer, and hopefully a studio musician. I am a quick learner and would love the chance to work on others' music that may need a keyboard or piano player. I love music and everything about it. It is in my heart and soul. Music is not just notes or words that are written on a piece of paper. It is not just a script or musical notes. Music is a feeling of a memory of a person or place or a moment in time. The most important thing about music is that it comes from your heart. And for that, I am forever grateful. You can quote me on that. I want to thank every one of you for taking the time to listen to my story. Thank you. I'm going to play Sonata number 20 in G major, Opus 49, number 2 by Ludwig van Beethoven.
String. String.
Yeah. Oh, that was wonderful, Drew. That was amazing. That was amazing. Your presentation was amazing. Your performing was amazing. Oh, it was great. I know we've got 3 classes here, 3 different classes represented. So they're going to each want to ask you some questions, and I've told them they need to take turns. So the very first group that wants to ask you a question is Emma's group. So Emma, whoever's going to ask a question from your group, you may go ahead and ask it.
Hi, I'm asking the question for my group. Our question is, how has music influenced your communication skills?
Well, I think music comes from I think it comes from your heart. And I think it's I think it's about being what it is. I mean, it communicates with your heart because I think it comes from it still makes music and makes it a you expressing your feelings and make it expressing myself. I mean, music comes from what's inside of your heart, and it makes you really expressing your feelings, and that's just being what music is, and so that's what's most important.
Thank you. The next group is Dylan's group.
I will be asking the question for my group.
Your sound is really low. I can hear somebody's talking, but I can hardly hear what you're saying.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can't. Okay, that Dylan's group, I'm not being able to hear. I think somebody's trying to ask a question, but I'm not sure what they're asking. So let's go on to Valerie's group and we'll come back to
Okay.
Dylan's group. So is there anyone in Valerie's group that has a question?
Yeah. So Drew, I know you said that you are aspiring to do a bunch of studio work, but is there like a dream place that you'd want to perform?
Well, in somewhere in it was somewhere I think I heard about I think my dream place I wanted to play music. I think it was at I think it's in somewhere I maybe in Italy, somewhere in Rome, at the Teatro dell'Opera di Roma in Rome. I think it was a phenomenal dream place that I wanted to play at. I wanted to play it there someday because I wanted to play music and just who played there. Mozart played there, and Mascagni played there. Beethoven played there. Giuseppe Martuzzi played there. Giuseppe Verdi played there, and I mean, a lot of those people play there. There are great composers, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to go back to Emma's group again. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure who was speaking on Emma's group because I couldn't see who unmuted. So whoever that is, go ahead. And if you've got another question, you may ask it.
It was me. It's Emma.
Oh, it is Emma. Okay.
The second question is, how has your disability caused, or has it caused any career setbacks or general difficulties for you?
Well, that's a good question. For me, I thought I think when I had an ability to play the piano, I think it's some kind of difficulty without difficult of reading music. But I'm getting there, getting close. So I think that was it.
Okay. Then I'm going to go back and see if there was anybody from the one group that from Dylan's group, if there was anyone who now wanted to ask a question. If not, we'll go back to Valerie's group. Okay, Valerie, we're going to go back to your group again, if there's anyone who has another question.
Yeah, I got one for you. Let's see. All right, so whenever you're writing music, what do you want your listener to feel? You said like
Uh,
your music to convey emotion.
so I think when I heard, when I wrote the song, I think I first written the song. I think I just started my first song. I started written the first song, Dreams on the Line. It is about because I wrote it because I want to want to feel because that I am that I got my heart. It's about getting heartbroken or something like that. I just wanted to be the personal experience of getting, getting heartbroken. So that's what I said about it.
Very good. Very good. Just typical emotions that we all feel. So I'm going to just open it up for just a couple more questions. If there's anyone that would like to ask a question, and I'll see if I can see. There's a lot of people on here, Drew. This is our biggest group. You drew a crowd.
What?
Yes, you
My
did.
gosh.
You drew a crowd, buddy.
Oh my goodness. I was like, no way. I was like, no way. I mean, no way, Miss Lori. I mean, that is cool. I really like that.
Cap, I think Cap has a question for you. Go ahead.
I do. I wanted to know, did you play all of that by memory? I don't see any sheet music in front of you.
Yes, I played it all through a memory, but music comes from a memory, or I can hear it, but I can store it in my brain. Can store it in my brain. So that's what I learned about. And just all from my memory.
Any other questions of Drew? Trying to see if there's anybody with their hand up.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So did learning music help you overcome anything in your life?
Well, that's a good question. I think I was making more. It helps me make more songs. It makes me more free.
Help you make what?
Makes me more friends. Music helps me make me more friends, and it helps my social skills through life. So it's going through. It's about making friends. About when I was playing music, I'm playing music with my making friends and social skills. I have a hard time making friends and before music. So that was in life. So that's all it feels.
Are there any other questions for Drew? Oh, Samantha, go ahead.
So I know you said you like a lot of different varieties of music, but are there any that you don't like?
No, not at all. I like all of them. I like opera, rock, country, Christian, bluegrass. But I really love but the bands I like, one of my favorite bands is the Beatles, Queen, Aerosmith, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Luciano Pavarotti, Zucchero, I think Renata Tebaldi, Montserrat Caballé, and Freddie Mercury.
That is a wide list of people that you like, a very big genre there of people that you enjoy. Is
Thank
there
you.
anybody else? Oh, yes, go ahead. And I cannot say your name, Shakti.
It's
Yes,
like
go ahead.
yeah, Shakti as in like a wizard shocking something.
Okay,
But,
okay, I got it.
earlier in the presentation, like near the very beginning, you said that you were open to playing songs for other people or like looking for so like I'm a composer actually. So I was interested in like what ways are there to get in contact with you if that interest was there.
Well, Miss Lori knows. She has my information, so you can get in contact with me. So, but with her, I mean with her. So, Miss Lori was my great ambassador. But but I'm telling you, but Miss Lori was awesome, and I'm telling you right now, I mean, she's got my email, so you can get in touch with her and ask her about on my email or something. So
Shakti, what kind of music do you compose? Just out of curiosity.
So I initially started with piano composition since I learned piano myself. So like I started there. Then later on I branched off into like orchestral and form of electronic.
Okay. I think it would be wonderful to have a MTSU student and Drew do something together. I think that would be great. And we could feature that in some way. So yes, I will give you Drew's contact information if that's okay with him and his parents. And they say yes. They say yes. So I will send that to you.
They said yes. They said yes.
Okay. And let's see if we can have something that is created between an MTSU student and Drew. I think that would be wonderful. And we could showcase that. That would be, I've got an idea for that already of where we can showcase it. So any other questions?
I have one.
Yes.
Do you have some sort of like routine or ritual that you do before you perform?
Well, not at all. Not exactly, but I just practice my music. That's all. And that's what I learned of music. I mean, music, again, it's not just notes or words that are written or not written as a piece of paper or a script or musical notes. I mean, music is a feeling of a memory of a person, place, or moment in time. But most importantly, music is coming from inside of you. It was from your heart. And I'm really grateful for that. I mean, we're all grateful for that.
And Drew, one of the things that I wanted to say to you is that a lot of the people who are on here tonight are in a speech class, and you did an amazing job with your speech. I think all of them would be wowed and amazed because you gave a 15-minute speech. I had told them that you talked about 15 minutes, and I looked at it, and Betty, you were on the nose of 15 minutes. You were making eye contact and there were no uhs or ums. So they need to watch you as an excellent example of their upcoming speeches. So you did a great job, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions for anybody, from anybody? Okay. I think that is it. Thanks again so much, Drew. You were absolutely wonderful.
You're so welcome, Miss Lori. I really appreciate it.
And I will get you this recording tomorrow, and we will talk more about some other. Oh, Cap, it looks like Cap. Are you applauding, Cap, or do you have a question?
I'm just applauding. You did a great job.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for coming out to this ambassador meeting, and hope you'll come to some more in the future. Good night, Drew. Good night, everyone.
Good night.